Guys, how you doing? It's Sunday evening here, and I'm gonna do a little tutorial for y'all, and we're gonna be making some Juicy Lucy's. If any of you have never made them or maybe haven't heard of them, Juicy Lucy is just a stuffed burger, and I'll show you all the components that we can use and how we're gonna prep them and put them together. So first, let me show you. I took a shortcut. You can do these by hand, of course. They've been made for umpteen years by hand. But I took a shortcut, did an easy route, and I went to H-E-B today, and I bought this little contraption, which you use to make the burgers with. And I bought two. Here's the other one that's in the package, so you guys can see what it looks like if at the end you like it and you want to try it. Hopefully this works well. I've made them before. It's been a long time, but I've never made them with an actual little machine for it. So it seems that it's going to make life easier. So we'll see about that soon. So I'm being a little lazy on doing that. So I'm doing this for you Sunday night because my cameraman works all week. And so if we do this during the Zoom meeting and we're doing it live, I would end up having Bo doing the camera, and half of this video would be the food and the other half would be the cat. So I've got my cameraman, and we'll upload this, and Michaela will somehow figure out how to put this in a presentation because she's the techie one. And so let's get started. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. Now, I did a lot of shortcuts today, guys. Okay, it's Sunday, it's lazy, and I put my chef coat on because I want to give you guys my best. Yes, I could be in shorts and a t-shirt right now, but I want to give you all, like we're at work. So I want to be presentable for y'all because, one, I'm super proud of this chef coat. Very thankful for it. And I want to give you all my 100%. Alright, so let's show you guys a little bit of what we have today. This is some of the components that we're going to use after we have the burgers ready. Pickles, of course. I've got sausage here only because if I turn on the barbecue pit, I have to have sausage on the pit. It has nothing to do with the Juicy Lucy's. As Adrian would say, the Sassuage. Thank you, Adrian. So yes, I got super lazy. At H-E-B, I bought the cut up red onion already. I got the bell peppers that are ready to go and all cut up. And then I've got the meat that I got. Let me tell you a little thing about the meat, guys. Let me show you this. This is the ground beef that we're going to use for the burgers today. Now, I've got a couple of tips. And this is just my own personal preference. When I am going to make burgers, whether it be inside or on the pit, I try to bring the meat down a little bit, not as cold straight out of the fridge. I don't like to use any kind of meat, whether it be ground beef, steaks, any beef product. I don't like to use it cold. Why? Because I've noticed in the past that when I use ground beef straight out of the fridge, it tends to seize up and get hard. It gets a little tough. The burgers come out a little stiff, and we don't want that. Now, if you're using meat like the H-E-B rolls of meat like we all use, then you can use that like if you're going to make a picadillo or if you're going to make enchiladas or for whatever other purpose. So my tip is, one, to make the best burgers, in my opinion, you'll want to use the 80-20, yeah, it says right here, 80-20 meat. Those make the best burgers, in my opinion. They don't have that much fat. It's 80% lean, 20% fat. So it doesn't have much fat in it, but it has just enough so your burgers stay together. When you put them on the grill, they'll pretty much come out the size that they go onto the grill. Because if you use the 70-30 or another different cut that has more fat in it, you'll notice if you've ever made them, they shrink to the size of a meatball the second they hit the pan. So that's the reason I use the 80-20. Another thing, like I told you, try to take out the meat at least 15-20 minutes before you're going to use it. Just let it get not warmed up, because that would be, E. coli. But just bring it out of the fridge for a few minutes and then get started. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've got a bowl here, and we're going to start with one package of meat. I bought two because I don't know how hungry we are today, and then that would mean I don't have to make lunch tomorrow, and I can just heat up a burger. So we'll start with this one. Okay. Another thing, guys, as we start adding the seasonings, number one, do not overwork the meat. then it will come out stiff and tough, and you'll end up as if you bought a cheaper cut of ground beef. It's a little pricier, but it's not much of a difference. So you add what you need to add to it, work the meat a little bit, get everything incorporated. As soon as it is, leave it alone and start making your patties. Don't overwork it. That's my best advice to you. Okay, so let's see what we have here to add. Now, I've got some bacon that we had made, and that's all crushed up. We've got some cheese that we can use. That's once we get into the burgers are done. So as far as seasonings go, I used the dried parsley. I went looking for fresh parsley after I forgot it at H-E-B. Y'all know I live in La Feria. We have one store. So I went looking for fresh parsley at El Centro. That's not a thing. If you want cilantro, all day. Parsley's not going to happen. So this is all I have, and then I went to all the dollar stores in town looking for more dried parsley. That didn't happen either. So you get what you get. So I'm going to use probably the rest of this parsley, or half of it, and we'll add that because we got to have some color. I couldn't have just the burgers without any color. So we'll use that. We'll save a little bit in case I do end up using the other package. And then this is my secret, and I know it says here fajita seasoning with tenderizer, but trust me guys, I've been using this for years, and this has a little bit of everything in it, and I add it to absolutely everything, and the flavors are there. So I use this like that. I don't have to fuss with garlic powder, onion powder, and all those things. So I just use this, and I swear by it. You don't have to use it. You can find it at Michoacana, you can find it at El Centro. They don't have it at H-E-B, but if you find it, let me know. Alright, so measurements, I would love to tell you, but as we know at work, we don't really use measurements. So we just wing it and see what we come up with. So we'll add a little bit of this, and it has a lot of salt. Like I always tell you guys, watch your salt content. So if you use this, like I was going to use some soy sauce along with this, and then I thought, my cameraman gave me a good idea. He said, that already has a whole bunch of salt in it. If you add your seasoning and then you add your soy sauce, you're going to end up with over-salted burgers. Fact. That's true. You don't want to do that. So I opted against the soy sauce, and we're going to go Worcestershire, because with beef or meat or steaks, this is the thing you want to use. This gives a lot of flavor. So we'll use a little bit of Worcestershire. A little bit goes a long way, guys. I want to say that maybe a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire. And then I had iodized salt, which is frowned upon. So when I went to the store, I got kosher salt, because that's what we use at work, and that's what we're familiar with, right? So let's use what we always do. So got the kosher salt. And if Mario was standing next to me, I'd be like, Mario, can you open this? And you're not. So thanks a lot. So, wow. I got no help today. The camera guy's on the camera. But I did get a knife. Okay. There we go. Alright. So there we go. There's the kosher salt. Okay. I'm not going to use the shaker. We'll just pinch like we do at work. And a little more. And that should do it. If any flavor that's lacking, the good thing about Juicy Lucy's is that all the flavor is in the middle of the burger, and that's going to incorporate into the meat, and it's going to be delicious. Alright, so we did the parsley, we got the salt. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this mixed up, guys. I'm going to pause for a minute, and then once I have it all mixed and ready to start the burgers, I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, we're back. I've got the meat all mixed together. So there's that. Everything's incorporated there. So let's go ahead and put together the Juicy Lucy's. I wish I could tell you where this... I could have done some research and let you know where it originated. And you know me and backstory. I love giving backstory. I can already see Emily rolling her eyes like, oh, here we go. Okay, so this originated... I'm kidding. Okay, so I've never used this contraption. We're going to do it for the first time together. See what happens. So here's the thing with that. It has a base. It has this circle here, and it actually tells you what size burgers the levels are. So you've got the 1/4 pound, the 1/3, the half, and you decide what size burgers you want. So the first thing to do here, can you take the marker out of my, it's falling. Sorry guys. Okay. First thing to do here, you put your base for your burger down. So you just get a chunker of meat and you put it down here. Now you don't have to squish it down with your hand because that's what this is for. So first you use the flat size the side that fits the entire round of the burger. And we do this. Maybe I should have sprayed this with Pam, I'm thinking. Maybe not. It's got a piece of plastic on it. Okay. Alright, so let's go with that. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it's squished down. And then we will pick it back up. Let's add a little bit more because it's not really reaching the edges. You live and you learn, guys. Here we go. Let's try that again. So we'll squash it back down. A little more force here. Okay. That looks pretty decent. Let's see what size we got there. We got about, what does it say? A perfect 1/3 pound burger. Alright, so then what you do is you turn it around to this side. The smaller base. And then you put that right in the middle. And squash this down. Let me use this hand, it's already dirty. Squash that down. You'll bring it, well that didn't do it, I guess you guys push it all the way down. Okay. Let's see if everybody stays in place. Alright. There we go. Okay. And then you can add whatever you want to add. So here, I'm going to make one with cheese and bacon. We all know that's not for me because I don't like bacon. I'm that weirdo. So, let's get some cheese in there. We'll use a little bit of the yellow cheese. And then we'll use a little bit of bacon. Now, I wouldn't advise stuffing them. One, you want your ingredients to cook all the way through if they're raw, let's just say. And so that they don't fall out. So let's use that amount of bacon. And then let's go ahead and use a little bit of onion. This can be Bo's. He loves the onion. So we'll do that. There's the onion. And we'll add some onion there. And we'll do that. I'm going to top it off with just a little white cheese. And we'll see what happens. What's the worst that's going to happen, right? It's going to run out. Hope not. Okay, that is some strong onion. Woo. Okay, so there's the top. And then what you do from here is you're going to get another bit of meat. Equal amount like you just did. And you are going to put it on top. And in theory, this should seal. And you should have a burger. So we'll do about this much meat. And if we need to, we'll add again. And let's start it right there. I'm going to put a little more. And let's see what happens here. Now we'll go with the flat side again so we can flatten the whole thing. This is going to be humongous. Alright, and we're squashing. Alright, we're squashed down. Well, look at that. Now, it looks good. This thing is like the size of Mount Everest. Let's do that. You take it out. There we go. And one way or another, the thing is going to pop out somehow. I would advise putting some cooking spray when you do yours, guys. This is a beast of a patty. I'm just going to make sure everything is pinched just right, because I don't want it to stick to the grill. So I'm just, even though it came with the whole little machine, I'm still adjusting it a little bit. Now you want to do these a little low and slow, not so fast, because they're going to be cooked on the outside and raw on the inside. You see the size of this thing? Wow, maybe less ground beef for the next one, or that's a meal in itself right there. You don't need anything else. Speaking of not needing anything else, I'm not making any sides, guys. Just doing the burgers. Got some chips there in the pantry. I got the sausage. I got some pickles, and we'll top it with some spinach and some tomatoes. So that's a beautiful thing. Huge, but beautiful. Alright. So I'm gonna make a couple more of these, and with the same components. You can put whatever you want to put in. And I've got the peppers all here, so I'll make some variations of the burgers and some different sizes. This is like a little meatloaf, and then I'll come back to you guys in just a little bit when we're ready to put them on the grill. Okay. Hey guys, we're back. I just did the one patty so I can see how it's going to come out, and then I'll make the rest for our family in just a little bit, so at least we can have this one. So we've got the grill ready to go. We've got the sausages up here on the grill. Like I said, what's a barbecue without sausage? Emily, that's for you right there. Cheese sausage, baby. Alright, so here's our monster of a patty. It looks like a mini meatloaf. It looks delicious. Coals are ready to go. I'm going to slap this on here and hope that I don't burn myself. And we'll put it right here in the center and let it do its thing. Now that's going to take a minute for it to grill because it's very thick, so it's got to cook from the inside out. And I'm just checking it out if anything was going to flame up, and it smells delicious. It smells so good. So one thing, now I know this isn't going to turn into a barbecue show, but like I told you all, over here at my house, I'm the one that does the barbecuing. I love to barbecue. Anywho, so when you're making the burgers, let me give you one little tip since we are doing it like this. Whatever you do, please don't squish down your burger like a lot of people do it. They make their burger and they start squishing it down. One, don't do it because you've got stuff on the inside and it's gonna open up and run out. And two, even if it was just a frozen patty, a fresh patty, it doesn't matter. Don't squash it, because when you do that, all the good juices run out, and the last thing you want to do is get rid of all the juices. Even when you're making a steak, don't squash your steak. And on that note, if you are making a steak, when you take it off the grill, I think I've told you guys already, when you do a steak and it's ready to go, and you take it off, let it rest for at least 5, 6, 7 minutes. Because if you cut it immediately when you get it off the grill, all the juices run out. So if you let it rest for a little bit, then all the juices stay in, and then you can cut it up and it's going to be delicious. Same thing with a patty. No different. So we've already got some fire kicking up. So what we're gonna, but we wanted to get a little char there, nothing major. And we're going to let it do its thing. It should start dripping in a minute. And we're going to close it a little bit because I want it to cook from the inside out. And then we'll flip it a little bit. So we've got that working, and when that comes out, since you all don't have to stand there and watch me cook a burger for 15 minutes, when it comes out, I'll show you when we're gonna get it off the grill, and then we'll pause for a second. I'll take it inside and I'll get it all prettied up, and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll learn together and see how it came out. So wish me the best. I'll see you guys in just a bit. Okay guys, we already have the burger on there. It's been on there for about 5-6 minutes. I just flipped it right now. Don't mind the flame. That's what it looks like so far. A little bit of it right here stuck to the grill. That's alright. So everything seems to be holding in pretty good. A little bit of cheese is oozing out, but for the most part everything is in there. And you see, like I told you, it's not really it's not shrinking. It kept its size. Yeah, there's a little bit of grease that's dripping. That's what's kicking up the flames. So you can pretend you're at Burger King or something. But for the most part, it's looking good. So I'm going to close the lid a little bit and kill the oxygen. Like that, it can cook a little bit from the inside and not just the outside. Because the last thing I want is to cut it open for you guys and voila, raw burger. So that's what I'm hoping not to happen. I wasn't expecting it to come out that thick, but that's pretty good. So, and then of course we got the sausage up there. If I could, real quick, give you a little side note on the sausage. Whoever makes sausage on the pit, however it is you make it, make sure you do one thing when you make sausage, you guys. If you notice right here, I've got little puncture marks on the sausage because I learned this the hard way. Put sausage on there, you don't puncture it, and let the juices come out a little bit, and then it just starts blowing up, and then when you go to move it, it pops, and then the whole sausage splits, or the grease from inside can burn you when you move it. So I learned, like I said, the hard way. I've been spit on by many sausages. So so go ahead and pierce them when you do it so that they don't do that to you. So we'll be back in a minute and I'll show you hopefully the finished product. We'll cut it together and hopefully it's cooked all the way through. So I'll see you guys in just a bit. Okay guys, we're back. I want to show you guys we're about there, I think. But what's the most important thing to do first before we assume that our food's done? The first thing that we do is take temperature. So that's the way we're gonna know. We can't just guesstimate. I know when we barbecue, we don't have a thermometer with us all the time, and so we want to go ahead and check the temperature. Now it looks gorgeous, so let us check the temperature and see where we're at. And just so you know, I flipped it one more time before we were back to see how we were doing. So everything held in just perfect, so it should be beautiful when we're done. So let's go ahead and check. We don't want to go all the way through because then we're going to touch the grill and we're going to get a false reading. So let's check where we're at right now, and that's going to tell you if that inside of the burger is done. So here about 145, 150 maybe. Okay, let's call it 150. And like Chef says, just to be sure, we try to cook everything there to 165 just to make sure. We don't need any kind of breakout of E. coli or salmonella or anything that's going to get. We got enough going on right now that we don't need to get sick off our food. Alright, so we're going to close that for just another, I would give it maybe another 3-4 minutes and we're good to go. And we want to make sure that when we slice into it, I'm giving you a cooked product. I don't want it to be raw, so that's why we're checking. So granted, when we barbecue, like I said, we don't always use a thermometer, but for the sake of this tutorial, I want to show you guys the right way. So we'll check it again in just a minute, and by that time, then we'll go ahead and take it inside and get a burger set up. We'll cut into it and see what it looks like. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alright guys, so we're going to check the temperature one last time. I'm pretty sure it's done, but better safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and check it and see where we're at. And hopefully I don't burn the thermometer. But you see how it doesn't have too much grease. The fire died down after a while, so we're good to go. We're at 170, 177. We're good. This burger's done. And I would cook it a little under that if it was just a plain patty. It would reach temperature real quick. But since we have things on the inside and it's very thick, we want to make sure that it is done. So I need to go and get another plate to put that on. You put it on a paper plate, that's going to be a disaster. So, and the sausage is done. So everything will be out in just a second. Let me get a plate. I'll take it in and we'll put this burger together. Okay? Alright, be right back, guys. Okay guys, we're back. The burger is off the grill. Like I said, I'll make the rest after a while. I just wanted to show you guys this tutorial. So you'll see I took the sausage off the grill. The patty is off the grill. It's gorgeous. It's fully cooked. Everybody saw that. It reached a temperature well above 165, which you really need to make sure of, especially since it's a stuffed burger. It's a lot of meat. So it can give you like a false positive. The outside looks great, and then you cut in, the inside is raw. So you just got to make sure. So if you have a thermometer, you'll want to do that. Okay, so let's put this burger together for y'all. And I didn't get my bread. Let me get my bread. I went with these buns today only because I just wanted something other than the regular H-E-B buns that I always buy. I went with these. They look pretty. And it says butter on it, and I like butter. So, can't be that bad. They're nice. Very nice. Now, I'm making this one for Bo. And he doesn't like... Normally, I would put these on the grill with a little bit of butter and grill them a little bit. They're super soft. He doesn't like that, so I'm just going to make it like this. Just plain Jane. So he'll have only some mayo on it. He does not like mustard. So we'll just do mayo. So we'll put a little mayo on here. On both sides. We don't need cheese, obviously, because the cheese is inside there. Okay, and then let me put this aside. I'll put this over here. Let's get some tomato. It's going to be pretty easy. He likes the tomato and the lettuce, and we're done. So I like to cut that. These are already washed, by the way. And we're going to cut these. I'll do them in circles for you. So we'll do the circles here. He loves tomatoes, so we'll do a little extra for him today. Alright, that should do. There's your tomato. I did baby spinach today. because iceberg, it's good, but this is better for you. Use what you want. Use whatever you want. Pile it on there. Use whatever veggies you want. Use. Everybody knows how to make a burger. Whatever floats your boat, go for it. So what I'm gonna do, there's the bottom of the bread. Everybody knows how to make a burger, right? And let me get, okay, there's my tongs here. Look at this puppy. There's the burger. Holy cow, that's a meal in itself. I'm glad I didn't make any sides because, wow. So let's go ahead and do some tomato. 2 pieces of tomato should be fine. This is washed and rinsed baby spinach, which makes it so much easier when you buy it in a bag. There we go. That one looks a little... So there's some spinach. And then we're going to put the top bun on here. Just like that. We'll put these off to the side. And we will cut that in just a second. Let me go ahead and slice up some... pickles that are going to go on the side. Let's see if I can. If not, my cameraman make an appearance. Yep, that's not happening. Okay, so I'll hold that for a second. And let's see the strength. Hey, you did it. Okay, cool. Alright, and we're back. Thank you, cameraman. AKA my husband. So, okay. So, let's get a pickle. For aesthetics, you know me and my aesthetics, everything's got to look pretty. And we'll do some little spears here. Be careful using your knives, guys, you know that. I trust all of you know how to do that already. Y'all are awesome. Before we finish here, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch today. I appreciate you all. I miss you all. I hope that everybody stays safe. Please keep washing your hands. Make sure you wear your mask when you go out somewhere. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but things are getting real out there again, obviously, because we're not at work. So I wish you all the best. I pray for all of you every night. So here's the burger right now. We're going to cut it in just a second here so we can see the inside and see how that looks. So let's do that. And then to go with the burger, I'm not going to open this. We're just showing you guys. Mac already knows what I'm pulling out of a bag. What goes with the burger, Mac? Of course. Of course. The Cheeto Puffs. What's a burger without a Cheeto Puff? So let's see what we got, guys. I wish I had some kind of music in the background. I bet if Michaela was here, she'd come up with something to put music in the background. I'm not that savvy to do that. So here we go. What do you think? What do we think? That is a cooked through and through burger. You got the onion, you got the cheese. That's a beautiful thing. I think that worked out perfect. I highly recommend buying one of those contraptions, guys. So that looks awesome. I'll keep it off camera. I'm going to let my camera guy taste it and see what he thinks. Take a bite. What do you think? Good? Yes? Awesome. Alright, so there's a Juicy Lucy burger. If you guys have any questions, of course, you can ask. We'll probably, if we put this on there on the Zoom, I'm sure it's how we're going to do it. And we'll pause along the way if you have any questions. You know, I'm always here to answer anything that I can. And components, as far as that goes for your burger, go crazy. Make whatever you want to make. Put whatever you want to put in there. The only advice I can give you about that is don't overstuff it. Because then, you know, it could pour out of the burger. But it seems like the cheese, the amount that you saw that we put in there, it held together really good. Everything stayed locked inside. And that's a juicy burger right there. So there's the benefit. You see that? Awesome. That's the benefit of using the 80-20 ground beef. And try to buy it in the package like I showed you guys, which is this one, because I'm about to use this one in a second to make some more. Try to buy it in that kind of a package. The benefit of that is that when you buy those rolls of ground beef, which I do all the time and stuff them in my freezer, is that when you buy it like that, it's already been processed through whatever machinery it gets processed, and then it gets compacted, and then it gets put in a tube, and it gets in the encasing, and they put it on the grocery shelves, and it's perfect. We use it all the time, no problem. Even at work, we use the cubes of meat. But when you're gonna make burgers, maybe spend that extra couple of dollars and get it in that form, to where when they grind that meat, and with the machine, when they grind it and take it out, it's in about as purest a form as it can be for a grocery store, and you can work with that a lot easier. Obviously, the benefit, it shows in the burger. Now, of course, you want to use the rolls of ground beef. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I've made a million like that. Nothing wrong with it. But now that I see the difference right now, I highly recommend the 80-20 ground beef and then stuffing them. So it just saves you some time from putting any kind of cheese or anything on top of it. You can put all your veggies in there instead of them falling off the burger when you're trying to eat them. But to each his own. This is my way. That little burger press really turned out pretty good. I highly recommend it. So everything was good. The sausage is out. And just one more time, I'm going to show you a picture of the press. I'm really impressed. I sound like an infomercial. I'd buy this. What do you think? But yeah, this is good. So I have an extra one. So if anybody's interested, I paid $5 at HEB. Can be yours right now for a low price of $19.99, and I will send it to you. Now, let me know, guys. If you can find it, great. If you want to make them by hand, by all means, make them by hand. I was just doing a little lazy Sunday kind of cooking. So I hope you enjoyed it. I love cooking for you guys. You know I do. I miss y'all. Hopefully, we'll see each other soon. We'll see each other this week through our meetings. And I can't wait to get back in the kitchen and we can get back to work, okay? I love you guys. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, Monday morning, for our meetings. Bye, guys.